I can make it rain. Oh, do you hear the thunder? No, don't let it bring you down. Look up and see the light. You're not alone, don't give up like that. Oh yeah, got a ways to go. Break that wall, let the step out.
Hello everyone, I'm Larry Ridley and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Today's matchup features one team who wants to ground and pound. The Raiders are top 10 in rushing yards. They're going up against a Seahawks team that will need to keep the running game in check.
Larry, thank you very much. A steady shower falling right now, and that's going to be the norm throughout this one. We are told rain all over the radar here in Oakland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line between the Seattle Seahawks and the Oakland Raiders. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Evades the tackler, and now some space. And he's able to get it all the way down to the 20. It's a big play there for Seattle. 54 yards on the ground. And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Here's Myers now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. As they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. A tackle for loss there. 2 last week. He's tough to handle coming off the edge.
And when you talk about a defensive end, your first thought is, how does he rush the passer? That's where he makes his big plays, getting into the backfield. But the best ones can play the run as well. And that's what we're seeing from him, that excellent combination of holding the point of attack and also getting upfield to make plays in the backfield.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
All right, here we go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll drop to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Taken in at the 22. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. 1st and 10. It's Wilson. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
Again on 2nd and 10. It's Wilson. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here. That looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open. And this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. On 3rd down, Wilson. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. So possession 1 ended in 6. Possession 2 likely going to end in a punt.
Yeah, that's okay. They just got to get back to what they worked on in the opening drive and continue to make a few adjustments along the way. It won't be exact because the defense will make a few adjustments themselves. Just get back to your game plan.
This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we would be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment. But here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact. And as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Fielded at the 33. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. The Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he's got room. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game. And typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Offense staying ahead of the chains here, 2nd and 3. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well. But when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. Took him 5 tries, but he is able to complete that first pass of the game.
And could you hear the exhale all the way up here? Not just from him, coaching staff, offensive line, receivers. Now he's off the schneid. Can they get him going in a nice groove where he becomes a little more consistent throwing the football?
Because you miss those first 2, but you get up the 0 for 4 range. That can be a little tricky, but able to settle in, hopefully.
Yeah, now you won't have any confidence issues. Now you can kind of get it back even with just 1 throw.
They'll set up a throw. And the Seahawks defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Now let's go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Pardon me, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Well, usually you don't think of the cornerback coming in for a no-gain play, but that's what we had there. Nice tackle.
Yeah, and how about the range, too? Coming from the outside part of the play, moving his way into the inside and making that play happen. No gain for the offense, big play for the defense.
So after the pick, they can't capitalize for 6, but they do get 3.
And I know in this situation, most of us wanted to focus on the offense. You know what side of the ball I played on. Let's give that defense a lot of credit. Taking over in a sudden change situation and shutting them down.
And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out, and following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. They're looking at a second and short yardage to start things out. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player as well as a physical specimen.
It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Back to throw now on 1st down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Malik McDowell in there for a milestone sack as it moves him past Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor, who finished his career with 132 and a half. And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 3rd down.
It seemed like the situation was 2nd and a mile to go for a 1st down, which screams what? Throw the football. You got to pass in order to try and pick up that kind of yardage. But in this case, they ran a tendency breaker because the tendency is for defenses to be out there and be set up for a pass. So you break tendency and actually run the football. That changes everything because if you're able to find a crease, you often have bigger guys working against smaller guys downfield. They picked up excellent yardage there to bring up a 3rd down.
Here's Marquette King now as he's on to punt for Oakland. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is, at the 6-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he is leveled. Knocked down hard, right near the 27. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Now it's Ajayi. Oh, now he bowls him over. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
The handoff as they run the counter play. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Time for our first check of the NFL scoreboard. And it's the Panthers there out to the early advantage. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. They'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And now here come the Raiders. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. J.J. Watt getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. He'll look to throw. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Malik McDowell in there to get him. And that is sack number 15 for him on the year. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
All right, here we go. Detroit! Check 24, check 24. Gun! Check 4.
Looking to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Taking it about the 36. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try to cut down the length of the drive.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
They run again with a J. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
They run with a J. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down. Two minutes to play here in the 1st half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. Here's a Giant. And he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. This is a Giant. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And Eifert has it. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Going to give this time to the tailback. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And now a timeout defensively after that 1st down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the 1st half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. He hit his first, this one from 38. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front as we will send you eastward to Orlando and Larry Ridley. He's standing by with our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Larry. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. Return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
Here we go.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Over the middle, complete. That's ball. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They'll look to throw now on first down. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll get across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down.
Here we go. 1, 9,
They'll look to throw here. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's on the big guard, Gabe Jackson. The Raiders on third down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 17.
Here we go. 1, 9,
They're going to look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Defense, got the lead. Yeah.
We've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with third down looming. The offense on third down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches. Now a handoff here to his running back. Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. The Seahawks send out their punter, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And it's fielded at the 34. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
Here we go. Ryan 38.
Now they try the right side here. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
And he'll give it here to his running back. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on third down. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says try something different, try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
Elsewhere, they have gone to the second half in Carolina. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now a handoff here to his running back. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and end of the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a read, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
Give him 8 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is brought in at the 21. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive court.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. But we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's got it across midfield and down to about the 47-yard line. Calling a pickup of 7 on the ground. That trims it to a 3rd and 15 situation. Now a handoff here to his running back. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told. But they're still looking at a 4th down. The Seahawks send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
first down. He'll drop to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And he'll actually lose 6 yards on the return. But I don't think they care. They've got the football back.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent. And now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand. And
down to the 36-yard line here. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. And he'll give it here to his running back. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
The Seahawks send out their punter as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Raiders. Offense now making their way back out onto the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Back to throw here. Got his man complete over the middle. It's ball. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. And to give this time to the tailback. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. So that'll back him up 5. Well, now they'll try the end around. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This will be 3rd and 15. They'll set up to throw. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. Here's Marquette King now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive. Where Brandon Pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage, they've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
The Seahawks send out their punter, standing just about on his own goal line. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. They're on to the 4th quarter now, by the way, at Bank of America Stadium in Carolina. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. If they indeed win, it would be win number 9 on the season.
Here we go now.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Wide open receiver, complete. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down.
Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
The Raiders on 3rd down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic 1 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
They'll look to throw. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He finds Roberts, complete. And they'll get him to the ground, but he got all the way down to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 21 that time. Good enough for an Oakland first down.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this.
Here we go.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Connects it to Roberts, right side. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right there.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders get a score closer. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. He's got it, and it's a 27-10 score now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And out now come the... Seahawks. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well.
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. The Seahawks on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Or are you one of those guys
I'm a little skeptical
about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for the Seahawks, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the L.A. Rams. Meanwhile, for Oakland, they suffered just their 2nd loss as they dropped to 8-2 now on the year. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. From Oakland, we sign off. So long, everybody.
Picture me putting my city all over the map. They wasn't believers, I had to get even in mad. We coming up, pulling up, jumping all over your grass. So tell them I got a new girl. Tell them that I'm the bank and I want all my 50s in cash. I'm tired of living check to check. I need 20 models and smiling in my grave, fresh to death. I'm a Wu-Tang with a spectral deck. Yeah, I gotta just get off my chest. I cannot miss, I got last on my list and you next. Take it how you want it. I ain't famous like I want it, but I think I might just skirt off. Blow the speakers and turn off. Pop up. Go to church with my shirt off. Tell the Lord that I'm here now. I've been waiting for so long. I've been patient for so long. Breaking rules like there's no laws, and I did it for a long time. If you don't like me, take a ticket. There's a long line. Nice to meet me. I think the pleasure's all mine. They've been clocking me so long, I think they lost time. Ooh, you lost. What you mean? Woo! What you mean? Woo! And now I'm just a soul. What you mean? Woo! Hold up. Whoa. What you mean? Woo! Don't know what you think it compare me to. Adrenaline popping, the blood will be leaking and run. I do what I do, I don't care if you like it or love it. Tell all of my got a new girl. Wait. You tell the that I'm the bank and I want all my money in hundreds. I'm tired of living on the edge. I want it, they gon' call the feds. I just bought a cost an arm and leg. My mama told me take it back and get a job instead. Where's your comments?